up and away. That's what we're doing this week when we're joining in with the Cutfile Craze, and I'm playing along this week, and I am very excited because I have this layout here from a family event we went to at Balloon Story. And what else but a hot air balloon. Hi everybody, it's Kathy here, and I am very excited to be able to get this layout done. By the time you see this, people, I will be out in the middle of the ocean. I am cruising for the next 10 days, so this will be probably one of the last ones you see for a little while. I do have a couple coming up, but just to let you know, I do appreciate that you're still sticking around and you're still watching. So I am going to cut out my backing for this cut file. I did have this cut for last month, would you believe? But unfortunately, events got in the way and it just didn't happen. So I'm finally getting to this layout. It has sat on the corner of my desk since I cut this file. So I am using my Nuvo glue here just to adhere the pieces to the backing of this cut file. I did use my Cricut. I googled a hot air balloon and chose the best that was in the design studio, and this is the one that I am cutting. I like how this looks. This is very cute. It reminds me of 80 Days Around the World. You know that movie and that cartoon with Phineas Fogg? Yeah, that's what this balloon reminds me of. It reminds me of France and the story of that great book. But it also reminds me a little bit of a steampunky sort of thing from what is the name of that? The Golden Compass. That's what it reminds me of as well. So I like this this cut file, and I'm just using up scraps, as you can see here, to back my file. Now, I am not the best at backing files. There are some very, very talented people out there, and you no doubt will see them watching this hop this time around. There will be a full playlist down below of all the talented people that are playing, and please go and check them out and leave them some love, because everybody loves the interaction, and particularly YouTube, because it's what pushes out our videos. Your interaction, your thumbs up, your comments, they all help to keep our channels giving you what you want as creators. So I am almost finished with the blue here, as you can see. This was some leftover Vicky Bouton, of course, and I am also going to be using some Vicky Bouton as my base for this layout. It's her older stuff and I do love it. You know, I love Vicky Bouton. I would choose hers over anything. So I'm just layering up scraps here. The colors are just bright and beautiful, and they match my photo, which you will see shortly. And as I said, this was from the photo was from when we went to see Balloon Story in January, where they create everything from balloons. It's just amazing the creativity that some people have. I really enjoyed the day. My son and his girlfriend joined us, and my middle daughter. The others all, when I told them that we were going, we were like, oh no, not our thing. Yet when they all saw the photos and that, were like, oh, perhaps we should have come. And I did say to them, come along, because it was going to be a good event, and it ended up being a fantastic day. So I'm almost finished. I'm using the bright yellow here as a contrast, just to lift it up and give it a bit of a brighter face on it, and I'm just marking in with my pencil the marks there so I know where to cut. Now, the beauty of using a cut file like this that has a wide cut, you can actually use a bigger piece to fill in this space, and your edges don't have to be so tight. The more finer your cut file, the closer you have to get when you're putting down your layers of colors. And as you can see here, I'm almost finished. I'm just about trimming up that little bit that's sometimes, no matter how good you are, you still manage to make a bit of a overhang, which is really funny because it's not how I intend. Now you see how I do that, and if I don't just put that down straight away, there wouldn't have been an issue, but I turned it. Tell me people, why did I do that? I have no idea. And in the end I had to trim it again. Crazy, silly. I had it perfectly matched. But anyway, that goes to show you the technique of cut filing the Kathy Loves a Scrap way. So I'm happy with how this has turned out. It is very cute, but I do want it to lift off the background a little bit. So I'm going to use some Distress ink here on more lipstick to go around the top of the balloon. And then I'm using some gathered twigs around the bottom just to give it that little bit of a heritage wickery feel for the basket at the bottom. And I love this cut file. It is the showcase on the layout for sure. So as I said, I'm using Vicky Bouton here. I'm going to put that as my background, and here's my photo. We're in the hot air balloon that was sitting at the front as you walked in, and the actual people of the show were actually taking your photos as you walked in because there was a big queue waiting to have this photo. So we all piled into what looks like the basket there, and we just have this photo. And I do love the clouds, and I'm going to use those as inspiration for the background as well. The clouds, that is. I love how all those balloons were just so cleverly put together to create such great interactive displays for this balloon story exhibition. If you ever get the chance, if it's ever in a city near you, you really should go and see it. It is well worth the time. It took us an hour and a half to go through. It was fantastic, and there were so many different displays. I have this other cut file here which says Away We Go, and I'm going to use that as my title. I have a few little wordy bits here which I'm going to pile in, and then I'm finding that it's a little bit flat, so I go off screen and I cut some clouds, as you can see there. And then I found these puffy stickers that are hot air balloons, and I'm just going to put those as features in the background, and it looks like the main hot balloon is flying with all these ones in the background. And I do like how that overall effect appears now. So I did pop up my photo on some foam as well as Away We Go. That way it's giving it some dimension, and then I am adding in my accents here with a fine black pen. I like to put the accents in. It gives that three-dimensional feel to the layout. And look at that, isn't that amazing? Just a few little cut files, a few little die cuts, and you have a very quick and simple layout that it looks very effective. So the whole technique of matting the die cut, the cut file, is the process of this Cutfile Craze. Everybody, you see them everywhere. People are using them. There are some very talented people. I'm just putting in a messy border there. I'm adding in the little bit of extra dimension to that title, and that is how this layout has come together. I'm just going to put down that we're at Balloon Story in January this year, and I love this layout. Look at that, it's so effective. I will go back and glue those down because I'm sure they will pop off. Puffy stickers lose it. Here's my finishing touches. I'm going to add in my Nuvo drops in 3 strategic places around the layout just to build that visual triangle, to draw your eye around the frame, and look at that, it's perfect. The photo just fits beautifully. The cut file is so bright and colorful. I love how this turned out. So if you think I've done a good job, I would love for you to give me a big thumbs up. A thumbs up lets YouTube know that you like what I'm doing. And while we're at it, guys, as I said, I am sailing around in the South Pacific at the moment, so I will be back with lots of photos for sure, and lots of layouts to come. So thank you for being such loyal viewers. I really do appreciate it. I look forward to sharing my adventures with you. Stay tuned for more. There is a full playlist link below for all those people playing along with this Cutfile Craze, and I know that you are going to be inspired. I will look forward to seeing you when I get back with lots more inspiration and hopefully some new ideas. So stay creative, friends. Don't forget the thumbs up and a hype if you're on a digital device. Consider subscribing if you're new to my channel. I'd love to reach 1,000 this year. Here's my next video for you, and I'll see you real soon.